Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Tammy, and if you're here last time, then welcome back. I don't know if I said welcome back the first time, if I said welcome, but yeah, welcome. And this is my very first video, part 2, and this is the second time I record this voiceover because I kind of hated the first one because I kept saying and I kept pausing and I don't like that, so I'm gonna do it again. So yeah. In this video, I'm going to talk about my piece first, and then I'm going to be talking about my art journey and basically why I started art, how long I've been doing it for, how hard it was, because a lot of people think art is easy when it's not, and what it taught me. So yeah, let's get into it. This piece over here, it was initially meant to be a Bob Ross tutorial, and it was supposed to look like this, but I kind of said no and I moved on and made it my own thing. And later on this piece, you're going to see these little purple robots and stuff that I ended up ruining in the end, but I will continue to work on it. And those are called guardians, and they're in my little fantasy character like realm thingy that I'm trying to create. And basically, guardians represent basically the guard you put up and trying to protect yourself and your emotions and stuff. And the little white things with the red eyes are basically, I don't have a name for them yet, so if you have any suggestions, please comment them down below. I'd really like some help. But they're basically demons, and they represent all the negative thoughts, my depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. You know, all that fun stuff you deal with. So yeah, it's basically a piece, and it's the first time I actually do paint those pieces, and it's my first landscape, so I'm sorry if it sucks. And yeah, so first I'm going to start off with when I started art. I started art when I was around 10 years old, and this is how. Basically, there was a girl in my school at the time. I don't know if I'm allowed to say names, because in YouTube they don't say names. So I'm just going to call her Lamp. So Lamp was really good at everything. She was good at art, she had good grades, she was pretty, she was tall, athletic, and all that stuff. She was just basically, I would call her Miss Perfect. And she drew these really cute like anime girls and stuff, and me being the weeb I was at the time, I was like, please can you teach me? And she did. She was a sweetheart. She taught me and she gave me her drawing and I copied it and stuff, and then I kind of went on from there. And then as time went forward, I emerged into basically 6th grade to 8th grade, where I got bullied a lot for being weird. Yeah. And being bullied kind of made me fall into a really bad depression. And I had no friends, so basically I had nothing to do, no one to turn to, no way to express myself, but I turned to art. And art was my way of just like, I'm mad, I'm just gonna draw this, I'm mad, I'm gonna draw this, I'm mad, I'm gonna draw you dead. Yes, I did draw somebody dead because they pissed me off. I know this is weird, but like, I was bullied for a reason. No, don't bully people like that. Sorry, I didn't deserve it. Nobody deserves to be bullied. Just disclaimer. Yeah. So yeah, I would just pour my heart out when I was drawing, and it helped me a lot. And I would draw like little anime characters and stuff. And I feel like a lot of us started that way. A lot of people that I know got into art through anime, which is good. Like, anime is cool. And I grew up like watching Studio Ghibli movies. I remember there was a CD of Paprika in the house, and I loved Paprika. I loved it so much. I didn't understand it at the time because I was like 9, but I loved it. I loved Paprika. And yeah, Studio Ghibli movies and all that stuff, they were amazing to me. They were so inspiring. The movie Spiderwick and the Spiderwick books were also really inspiring, and they kind of dragged me into the world of like fantasy and stuff. So yeah, I feel like I got the most motivation to continue art was through this one kids game called Mies. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you know. If you don't, my mom obviously knows it because my mom hated when he used to go on it. But there was this website called Mies, and I used to go on there and I would post my art. And this was before I discovered DeviantArt, by the way. So I post my art on Mies and stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, hi, I'm 12 years old. I remember I was like 12. I was like, I'm 12 years old and I drew this. What do you think? And then they'll be like, oh my god, that's like great. And I was like, yay. And I kind of grew motivated, and then I discovered through other manga YouTubers like Sophie-chan, I think, the girl that lives in Dubai, and I forgot this one guy, I forgot his name. It was this guy that used to do art tutorials, manga tutorials specifically, and I learned from him, and yeah, and then I made a DeviantArt, and then that's kind of when everything went bad. Because through DeviantArt, I discovered other artists, and they were so much better than me, and I was just like, oh my god, I suck. And that's still an issue I have today, but it demotivated me. But I kept going. And when I reached around 10th grade, I think? Yeah, 10th grade, year 10, where I started IGCSE art. And IGCSE art was a big shock thing for me, because I had the role of, oh, you can't draw anime anymore. And I was just like, what do you mean I can't draw anime, ma'am? Let me draw anime, ma'am. That's my art style. And then she'd be like, no, you can't do that. So yeah, that kind of sucked. So didn't draw anime. I would draw like other things instead. Whatever she would tell us to draw, I would draw, and I kind of hated that because I kind of like doing my own thing. I don't like being told what to do. I still don't like being told what to do. If you tell me what to do something, I will do the opposite. And no, reverse psychology does not work on me, mom. Just kidding. So yeah, and then it reached year 11, and that's when we had a different teacher, and I would do so much like psychedelic stuff. I don't know why. I was so into like the colors, and there was this one specific artist that I really liked, and yeah, he drew like, I forgot his name. I think it was Alex something, but he was really good at like psychedelic pieces. And then I created my very first psychedelic piece, which I still have, and I will insert over here. And yeah, and then IGCSE art came, and I did something about relating death to flowers, and I really liked the concept of it. However, I feel like my skills sucked at the time, but I'll let me off because I was like 15. And I was really lazy at the time. I didn't want to spend too much time on my art, and that's what I regret the most. I feel like I regret being lazy the most, because my art would have been so much better if I actually did put time and effort into it. But I feel like I didn't up until the age of 18. Sorry. And then after that came A-level art, and A-level art was more or less a nightmare to me. I was so motivated into starting art again for A-levels that I got my own pencils and these Prismacolor pencils, and I was so excited and hyped, and I was like, I'm gonna start drawing again, and I'm gonna do my best. And then when I reached A-level art, I was like, no. Basically, I had this teacher, I'm gonna call her Miss Heel. So Miss Heel was really mean. She used to criticize a lot. She used to get angry really quickly. She was just outright mean, and she used to act like art was the only subject in the world, and that I had no other subjects to do my homework for or anything. She would want me to dedicate all my time into art, which I thank her for. Like, I thank her for everything she's taught me right now, because she's the reason my art didn't improve. But back then I hated her so much. And I think it was up until I created this one piece that I actually did put time and effort into, and I was so proud of it, and she was so proud of it. Like, she actually called another teacher in to look at it, and I was like, this is happening to me. No, sorry. So yeah, she came and she told another teacher to look at it, and this is the piece over here. And yeah, I was so hyped, and I was so like motivated that I would keep going into like putting time and effort into my work. And I feel like my work turned out so well during A-level art, because I feel like I had that discipline in terms of I have to go to class and do art and stuff. And because of that, I kind of did lose confidence in my skills, because I was like, okay, I'm good at this, I'll stick to doing this. And I didn't want to experiment with anything else because I was scared of being yelled at, and I was just scared of my art getting worse. So I kind of did lose confidence in that way. But then it did give me the discipline. after A-level art and stuff, I kind of lost the discipline. I stopped painting. I stayed home for a year. I had a gap year before I wanted to go to uni, and then that uni snaked me, so I had to go to school again. But anyways, during that 1 year, I was really bored. I had nothing to do, so I used to draw. And it wasn't even like drawing for the sake of I want to be a good artist kind of drawing. It was drawing because I had nothing else to do. So I got into drawing again, and I would draw every day. My skills wouldn't improve though, because it wasn't really me trying to be skillful, it was just me trying to draw for the sake of it. And then I feel like my art only started improving once again. Well, no, I started taking art more seriously when I went to this one school, which I hated and I still hate. And I met one of my closest friends, Hala. And Hala, if you're watching this, I love you. And when I met Hala, we bonded over art. She came up to me while I was sitting down. I would always sit down in this one corner. I wouldn't talk to anybody because I hated everybody, and I still do. But Hannah came up to me. She's like, "Hi, can I see your sketchbook?" And I was just like, "Who are you?" But yeah, she saw my sketchbook, I saw hers, and we would draw every day, and we'd show each other's art, and we would be so hyped because we're like, "Yes, I like this," and then she'd be like, "Yeah, I like this," and then we would do something the next day and everything, and it was great. And then came summer, and I would keep drawing, but I feel like my art got so much worse in summer. I don't know what happened during summer, but I feel like I got lazy and stuff, so I stopped drawing as much. I focused on other things instead. I just wanted to sit down and watch YouTube all day or research all day, and I just didn't want to do anything, so my art did get worse. And then comes last year, towards the end of last year, and then that's when my art got a lot better. I remember it was around October, and I had to apply to the art school I'm going to, and I was just like, "Oh, I need a portfolio." And I was like, "Okay, that's easy. I'll just bring up my old art and I'll show them my old art." And then surprise, surprise, my A-level sketchbook was basically, it drowned because there was construction in my house, and then water got on it somehow, and all my art was ruined, and I'm still upset over that. I cried, mind you, I cried. But yeah, so that art was like, I can't use this, and all the art that I've been making in the past year was terrible in my opinion. I was like, I can't show an art school this. I'm like, what is this? Like cartoons, anime? No offense to anybody with anime, but like art schools don't really like anime. So like anime, cartoons, a weird demon looking lady, I can't give them that. That's horrible. I need to improve, like right now. And then I had to do a mandatory still life piece. So I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, what do you mean a still life piece? Because I always hated still life, and I would barely ever do still life. So I was like, great, I need to work on my skills. I need to take things seriously. I seriously need to get my together and just go with it. You know, I'm like, that's it. I have to take it seriously right now. Because if I want to go to art school, I seriously need to take things seriously. I said seriously like 5 billion times. You. Anyways, so yeah, before that I wanted to do psychology, but that didn't work out for reasons. But yeah, so I applied to art school, and I was like, okay, time to do this. I went out, I got a bunch of art supplies, I started watching tutorials, and I started taking my time with art instead of taking 15 minutes to paint something. And I will show you a comparison over here on how much my art has improved in like one sitting. Like, I'm not joking when I say this, one sitting. I'll show you one watercolor painting and the other, and these were drawn in like the same week after watching one tutorial and spending a few hours on the second one. And that's how much my art improved. And I feel like that improvement was a big motivation for me, especially in terms of my portfolio. I was just like, okay, that's great. If I keep practicing and if I actually just take time into my art, I'll actually get things done. And I did, and my art was great, and I was so happy with it, and I was like confident when it came to the, you know, like submitting my work for my portfolio, and I was just like, it's great. And then I got accepted, and I was like, yay, I made it and stuff. And then I feel like I kept striving towards, you know, realism and achieving realism, and that I kind of just lost all my creativity. And I don't know when it hit me, but at one point I was just like, I can't do anything that I used to anymore. Like, I used to do some really low skilled creative work back then, and I kind of admired that rather than what I did now. And the reason I wanted to go into realism is because when I did all the fantasy and surreal work, I had so many ideas, like, oh, I want this girl to have 700 legs and 75 heads and stuff, but I was like, I can't draw it because I don't know how to draw a head properly, I can't draw legs properly and stuff. So I feel like it acted like a barrier for me, so I wanted to focus on realism. So, and like drawing, like my actual drawing skills, like I wanted to learn properly how to draw different kinds of eyes, lips, noses, mouths, hands, and all. I still can't draw hands, but I'm practicing, and all of that stuff. And I got into the figure drawing, still life, and yeah. And I feel like while I was doing that, I kind of lost all the creativity I did, and then I was too caught up with the pre-college program I was in that I wasn't drawing as much because I had to finish assignments, and then I kind of just lost my passion for art again. So I was just like, no, this isn't good. Like, Tammy, don't go there, please. Don't fall out of art, because I actually never realized how much I loved art and how much art meant to me until around this year, being 20 years old. So yes, I was too late to start, guys. So I'm just like, no, please don't do this. So I was like, I need something to motivate me fast, because even when summer hit, I lost all motivation to do anything. I was just lazy, and I did nothing. Like, I don't think I created a full piece other than like the last two and the one I'm creating in this video. Like, I haven't done much. So then I was like, okay, start a YouTube channel. And the reason I wanted to start a YouTube channel is because not only did I want something to motivate me to actually focus on my art, but I'm an activist, as a lot of you know. I do love talking about different issues in the world. I do like talking, stating my opinion and stuff, and I feel like I can't really do that and do art at the same time. So I was like, why not combine them both? So yeah, I'm doing that right now, actually. So I feel like from the piece I did in my last but deleted video, I spent hours on it, and I actually used a reference photo, which is something I didn't know about before, and I'll get into that in a bit. I used a reference photo, and I was so happy with it, and I got motivated, and I created this piece. And even though I'm not happy with how it turned out, I'm still motivated to work on it and basically just get it right and make it what I want to be, because I feel like I'm more confident in my abilities to do things once I put my mind into it, which is great. So yeah, I'm really happy with where I am at art right now, and I will be starting art school during the fall, which will obviously push me to focus more on my art, and will hopefully help me more with my fundamentals. For the next month, I think I'm going to be focusing more on figure studies, drawing hands, feet, and just like basic stuff. So it's going to suck for me because I'm not going to be doing any creative pieces again, but I really do need to get my fundamentals right, and then I can think of creative stuff. And yeah, so I guess coming into terms with all this, the advice I would give if anybody wants advice is A, don't give up, obviously, and 2, use reference photos, because I didn't use reference photos before. I thought they were copying. I was like, no, I can't do that. That's plagiarism. Plagiarism is bad. You can go to jail for that. You can get kicked out from plagiarism. Don't plagiarize. It's bad. And then I read the book Steal Like an Artist, and I kind of learned that it's okay to take inspiration from other people. And I will get into that in my next point, but using reference photos is great. Using reference photos has helped my art so much. I don't know why before I used to think like I'm so stupid. Like, I didn't know like reference photos was a thing. I don't know why I used to think that I had to imagine a face and then draw it. Like, you're not supposed to do that, but using reference photos, and it helped me a lot. It taught me a lot about color theory and all that stuff. It taught me how to like taught me brushstrokes and, you know, all that good stuff. And another thing is, don't compare yourself to other artists, because I noticed that whenever I do post my art and I'm happy with it, and then I go down my feed and I see another artist's work, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was like that. I hate my art sucks, I want to burn my sketchbook, I'm like, I hate my art. No, you know, like, I would go into that every now and then. I still do sometimes, honestly. But then I feel like Robin Sealark taught, she made a video, I think it was about artist hack or something, I'll link it down below. And she basically spoke about taking inspiration. If you like this person's brushstrokes, then do studies of it. Do a lot of pieces with the same brushstrokes, or the same color scheme, or the same eyes they use, or the same way they paint their hair. If they paint their hair like flowers, then do the same thing, and try and like develop your own style from that. Obviously don't blatantly copy someone's art, because that's annoying, but take inspiration from art and, you know, learn from other artists. There are so many great artists out there that are willing to share their skills, like for example Robin Sealark, and it's a really great like thing. And I feel like the artist community is all like, a lot of the artist community just support each other and wants to teach each other, unlike the beauty community that tears each other down and tries to cancel people left and right. Like, who don't we like today? Let's cancel them and ruin their career. 2 seconds. Not referencing to James Charles. I don't really know what's going on with that right now. I don't care anymore. I give up. But yeah, take inspiration from other people. Use reference photos. Don't do anime. I mean, do anime, but like learn the fundamentals first, because you kind of need to get those right in order to actually do anime. Like, if you don't know how to draw a hand, then you can't draw a cartoon hand. Does that make sense? So yeah, work on your fundamentals, take inspiration from other artists, put time and effort into your work, which I'm hopefully going to start doing. Learn, look at tutorials, don't give up. Take at least 20 minutes a day to work on your art. And, you know, just do whatever you can and like have fun while doing it. Like Bob Ross, the powerful, would say, there's no point in like painting if you're not having fun, and his show is called The Joy of Painting for a reason. So yeah, just take care, have a lot of motivation, and if you have any suggestions for video ideas, please link them down below, because I really don't know what to talk about in these videos and I don't know what to post. So I would really love and appreciate the help, and I really do appreciate the support I've received once I started my art career, my YouTube channel, and all the positive messages I've received. Huge shout outs to everybody who did support me and showed me all this love and support. I wouldn't actually be creating this video. I would have given up after the first one got taken down. So thank you so much. It really does mean the world to me. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. Like, I spent all night crying. Like, I did not know people cared about what I had to say that much. I didn't know people cared about my art that much. It's like people I didn't even know actually did come out to me and say, yeah, like, yes, I want to watch this, and I was so happy. So yeah, it really does mean a lot. Thank you for the support. Please do continue to show support, because I really do appreciate it and need it. And yeah, thank you so much. And if you got to this point of the video, thank you again for listening to me ramble. And have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video, and take care, and bye!